actually me. And 3 years ago, this was actually me. I had to, every morning, don on compression stockings on my legs. This is a stocking that helps keep the ligaments and fibers in my body, in my leg, together. This is a knee brace that I had to put on. This wraps around my hips and was keeping my pelvic bone in place. And this is a back brace that they gave me to keep my my spine intact. And I developed, what had happened was I ended up in the Campbell River Hospital with my legs completely swollen up like balloons, and I couldn't walk, and I couldn't bend them, and I couldn't move. So several X-rays, MRIs, CT scans later, and numerous amount of doctors. I was diagnosed with spinal scoliosis. Five of my discs in my back were disintegrating. I had a leg shorter than the other. I had no cartilage left in either of my knees or my shoulder. And basically my ankle was so weak I could hardly walk on it. It was buckling all the time, so I had a brace. They gave me a brace. And basically was told to quit my job and go on disability, and you know, that there was basically nothing that they could do for me at the time. One of the things I realized through coming to the Center for Spiritual Living was that I had created this mess, that I had created this reality about myself, that I had grown up in a house for the first 15 years that was ruled with mental, physical, and 11 years of sexual abuse. I not only had one abuser, but I had two. And so I had this movie going on in my head constantly. I put a stop to it at the age of 15, but all I did was kept that movie going and created more mess in my life, and ended up in the transition house in 1991, and spent 20 years in therapy, but still, I couldn't turn off that movie screen that was going on in my head. I couldn't find the stop button for the DVD player. And so then this happened to my body, because the belief in myself at the time was that I was damaged. And through coming to the center, I realized that I could change that. Not only had I created this mess, but that I could uncreate it. So through coming to the center and taking classes, I eventually was able to start getting rid of some of these apparatuses. And to the point, but the hardest part was the emotional part, turning that DVD, finding the stop button on the DVD player. But eventually, through lots of dedication, every morning, meditation, coming to classes, doing my spiritual practice, repeating things over to myself all day long, that I was whole, perfect, and complete, just as I was. And I was eventually able to strip all of these things off. And it took time. It took a lot of time and a lot of dedication. And what I finally started to realize, that my past was just what it was, and that living in the present moment was filled with love, happiness, and calm. And eventually, I was able to change things around for myself. And my vision for a better world was to see that all people could eventually not only heal the physical things that were wrong with them, but they could also heal all of the emotional things going on in their life. And I know this for a fact, because it has happened to me. I no longer to spend a half an hour every morning suiting myself up. And I wore my clothes over top of everything so that my co-workers wouldn't see. But I refused to give up on me. And now I stand before you today with my bike to work shirt on and my shorts, and I can move around, and physically I've healed 90% of everything that's going on in my body. But the most important thing was I found the stop button on my DVD player, and the emotional, and the movie that was going on all my life is now stopped.
Yay! Yeah, definitely.